Morning. We're docked in Rotterdam today. Outside there's some bikes. And we have a walking tour this morning. So I have my little receiver box with me, and then the guide has a microphone on so we can hear everything they say. And yeah, I'm gonna go out, and then I think when I come back I'm gonna film a bit of a tour of the ship for you to see what she's like, and my cabin as well. This is busy. So we all disembarked at VIVA ONE for the day and met with our guide Elspeth, who took us on a walking tour of Rotterdam. We docked really centrally, even more centrally than the cruise ships dock, which was very impressive.
Buildings. You can imagine that Rotterdam is being called Manhattan on the Meuse. And we're compared to New York because of the high-rise buildings. And these high-rise buildings, especially on the south side of...
We were blessed with another gorgeous sunny day. But if you don't get such nice weather, then VIVA Cruises do have umbrellas in your cabin, so you can borrow them during your cruise. Elspeth took us for a great walking tour around the sort of centrum area, very close to where our ship was docked. Rotterdam is a very new city. Unfortunately, Rotterdam was heavily bombed during World War II, so there's not many original buildings still around from pre-war times. But their mentality is very much look forward, look to the future, don't look back. And I love that. That's a great attitude to have. So a lot of their buildings are brand new, really modern, and then dotted around are a few older buildings, which Elspeth showed us bits of both.
Depending on shipping. So if you're ever late anywhere, you just say, I'm sorry, the bridge was open. Everybody will believe you, whether it's true or not. Best excuse used.
So if you're stopping in Rotterdam soon and you're looking for something very unique to do, you can rent a hot tug. Now, they do have these in Canary Wharf in London, and they look like so much good fun. So you can go around the canals of Rotterdam in a hot tug.
Interesting combination of steel rectangles and boxes, but then in a different way.
We were told how this statue sort of represented how Rotterdam had the heart of it pulled out during the war, but that it continues and it builds better and bigger. And yeah, it was a really sombering sort of area, but also just in awe of Rotterdam's city dwellers and their attitude of onwards and upwards. Now, if you saw my recent Rotterdam vlogs, you would have seen that we used the tram to get around a lot of South and North Rotterdam, which was great fun, and a heritage tram at that. And we went on an amphibious vehicle tour, which was great fun. But you can also use the underground metro to get around. Buying tickets isn't difficult. And you can see the tram lines here, so you can use the tram to get around too. So this is quite a striking building that the tourist information and a bar is in right now. And also it's home to the offices that help people when they first moved to Rotterdam. But it used to be the headquarters of everything to do with water. So the dikes, the water board, everything like that. But it was a beautiful old building amongst all these new skyscrapers.
In front of you, again, is the river. You see the red-colored bridge? Remember we saw that? But you see a silver line. That is actually the river Rotte, as it used to flow through the city.
Our river cruise ship is docked really close to the market hall, and you really must visit the market hall if you go. There's lots of little food stalls underneath, and then look up. Ensure you look up. This ceiling is beautiful. And all these little windows are actual windows from flats and offices that are also within the building. So they look out over the market hall. On the lower ground floor, there were also some toilets to use. They were €1, but you could use your card. And there was a supermarket that if you need any supplies whilst you're on your cruise, you can go to.
Every cube or every dice is a house. It has 3 floors. Yeah, 90 square meters. So the windows that look down towards us, that is where the kitchen is and the living room. 1 floor up, so in the middle of the cube, is 1 bedroom and a bathroom. And in the pointy part of the cube, up on top, is where there is a study. There's 3 floors. But, as you can see, the cube is tilted. So all walls are slanted. You have no straight walls. You have straight ground floor, obviously, because otherwise you cannot live there. So the floors are leveled, but all the walls are slanted. So to decorate houses like this, you need to be, and this is very lame, you need to be able to think out of the box. Yeah? Because you have all these...
So our walk finished at these cubed houses, and then I decided to head back to VIVA ONE to have some lunch. And then I decided, as I've been to Rotterdam quite a lot in the last few months, and I really wanted to properly explore every nook and cranny of VIVA ONE, I decided to stay on in the afternoon and take some photographs and film. I love that in a corner of the atrium, it shows you where you're sailing around on the rivers, which I thought was quite useful. So I have filmed a ship tour, but I thought I'd show you a bit of a preview on this vlog. So this is the Riverside Restaurant where we had all our meals, apart from our meal in the bistro. These are the doors on which you embark and disembark, and there's a little balcony there to watch as we sail along. This is the panoramic lounge. Entertainment is there in the evening. Ivan used to play this piano and sing. There's a bar here as well where you can have a drink. You will also have, so all the evening entertainment will be here. And it's open at any time that you can go and sit there if you so desire and watch the world go by. I then popped up onto the upper decks. They were very quiet. There's usually cushions on these sofas, but I think because the rain was a little bit coming and forth, but it didn't rain too much, but they were away just to make sure they didn't get wet. Beautiful Rotterdam views behind the ship. And then, I was just having a nose around, really. So I've been on a walking tour this morning in Rotterdam. And now I'm just mooching around and taking films and photographs of the ship. Had some lunch with the rest of the group. And I'm looking here. So any ocean cruisers that watch this vlog, ocean ships dock over there. And river ships here. It's a lovely day in Rotterdam today. It's really sunny. And it's cooler than yesterday, which is lovely. There's a harbour boat, so there's a water taxi there. I'm still not perfected my pointing away. And then there's a boat over there that's doing a tour of the harbour. I'd looked at it, but it was sold out. I booked too late. But actually, it's quite nice having a chilled afternoon on here, able to take photos of the ship without people in them, bless them, because I wouldn't want to be in photos. So I don't want to take pictures of photos in case people don't want to be in them. You can see the bridge or the wheelhouse of the ship here, and then this is a lovely sort of forward area to sit in, and then really forward here there's like sofas, and then behind me is the bow. Oh look, is this a cruise line? It looks like a river cruise. Excellent. I don't know, let me show you. That looks like a river cruise going past. Excellent countess. I can't see. I haven't got my prescription sunglasses on. But it's a nice thing about river cruising. You notice so many more river cruise ships going past. It definitely looks like a river cruise ship, doesn't it? It's long. I've really enjoyed this cruise. This is, I think it's going to dock. Might go and watch it dock. I wanted to do a river cruise for so long, and then this opportunity arose and I was invited on, and yeah, I'm so glad that I was able to sort out time to come, time off work. And it's been amazing. I think the destinations have made it. The ship itself is beautiful, of which I will show you more. To be fair though, well, watch my ship tour. You'll be able to see what the ship's like. It's a beautiful ship. And then check out social media and I show you some photos of the ship. I think I'm going to go and video this other cruise ship potentially docking behind us. There's lots of people up on deck, so I'm going to go and watch that and film it for you to see. And then I'll talk a bit more about the cruise another time. I've discovered how river cruise ships do so many stops potentially in a day. It's because they're so blooming quick. It's literally done a full 180 and is now docking in the time it's taken me to walk from the bow to the aft stern. Like, it's speedy. Speedy Gonzales. Just about to throw the ropes. We have company. Excellent Countess. I came to watch this ship. Excellent Countess. Yeah, Countess. Dock. I'm at the complete other end of the ship now than I was before. This is the stern, aft. I am gonna go and film this little deck down here. Let me show you. It's very cute. So behind the glass windows, I'll show you in a second, is a bistro. And we ate in that bistro last night as a group. There's 6 of us on this trip. And it was lovely. It was like steak and different sides. I had spinach and seasonal vegetables. Bacon over to start, and what did I have? Oh, pancakes for dessert. It was delicious. And there's wine pairings with every meal as well. It's included in the cruise fare. A delicious dinner. It was really nice. Steaks are perfect. But the bistro, so it's like a select dining venue, but you don't pay extra for it. It's included in the price of your fare, but you're allowed to eat there once in the trip. And there was other couples around when we were in there. It's quite small. I think there's seating for about 25 people. And yeah, it was really nice. It was really hot in there actually, but that was because it was a stupidly record-breaking hot day. The ship is beautifully air-conditioned. The rooms are a lot colder than the public areas, it seems, but that's probably because I've got it really low. But yeah, the ship is nice and cool. We ate dinner in there last night. It was delicious, really nice. I highly recommend if you come onto a VIVA Cruise or VIVA One, you go to the bistro. The menu stays the same, I think, throughout the stay because you're only going to go there once, so it makes sure that everyone gets the opportunity to have the special menu. So it's the steak, and there was fish, and there was some other options, vegetarian options. It was delicious. It was really nice. And then there's this outdoor seating area. So we didn't sit out there. Let me take this off me and onto the tables. So yeah, there's tables outside here. I think it is a smoking area. But it's outside, it's fresh air. And then we didn't eat out here, but you could come out here and have a drink with a beautiful aft view when you actually sail. I'll try and come and video here maybe later whilst we're moving. And then there's doors there into the bistro, which I'll try and take you in a second and show you. We've got a rescue boat up there, and then that's the crew area of outside there as well. You can go and smoke and have a relax in the fresh air. There's lots of nice seating areas actually. So there's this seating area here. There's also a seating area that I showed you just now at the very front of the ship and the bow, and then there's one on the sun deck, and there's one on this deck as well. So this deck primarily is the lounge on the far end and cabins. The suites are on this deck, and they have balconies, actuals, outside balconies rather than like Juliet balconies like ours. And then there's bistro at the back, and then the deck below, these cabins, or our cabins are on the deck below, which have Juliet balconies, and then it's kind of like a split level at the other end, so you kind of go up a couple of steps to the reception, and then the lounge. We go down a few steps to the restaurant where we eat most of our meals. I'll try and video in the restaurant tonight actually, and breakfast tomorrow, because I haven't really for you to see, but breakfast is a buffet, and lunch starter is a buffet. Dinner isn't dinner served. Anyway, let me try and show you inside the bistro. And this is the inside of Viva's Bistro. So there's about 20 seating areas there. And yeah, it's lovely. You can see live cooking whilst you're there. And we had our dinner here in Hoorn, the stop before Rotterdam. As it was a cooler day, I headed back up to the pool deck and the sun deck with the idea of having a go on the hammock. I love these hammocks. It's so comfortable. There's two on like what is usually a putting green on river boat cruises, ships or other. Today the view's that. A posh block of flats. Flatter blocks. Jesus. No, not even had any alcohol. But it had just started spitting rain, but it's stopped now. It's quite refreshing, to be honest. It's nice. Don't want to see my legs, but I'm on the hammock. It's comfortable, really comfortable. So these are the solar panels again. They help with VIVA ONE's like hybrid engine. It's really nice that they take responsibility of the environment so seriously, and they're also like as plastic free ship as well, as least plastic as they can have on board, which is good in this day and age. I do like that cruise lines take the environmental kind of responsibilities seriously. So I popped ashore just to take some photographs of the ship from the outside, some exteriors, having a admire of the balconies on here. So you can see the balcony quite clearly here in the suites. And I think there were 4 main big suites on board and 2 mini suites. The mini suites just have the Juliet balcony, like the double rooms. There's a video I took of the whole sort of length of the ship. She's a long ship, long and thin. And then, of course, I was posing for some pictures, some thumbnails for my YouTube vlogs. Love that VIVA Cruises, when they docked somewhere, they'd put this board out, and on there was QR codes, so people that passed and admired the ship could take a picture of the QR code and get the brochure up on their phone. I think that is a brilliant idea. Had a little nose at the menu of our last supper as a sixsome on board. This is the thing in reception, the computer for swiping in and out. So when you go ashore, you swipe there and go ashore. When you come back on the ship, you swipe them to let you know that you're back on board. Hello. I am going now to meet the rest of the group for some cocktails in the lounge. We are still in Rotterdam. The bike is still outside my window. And we are setting sail about 7:30. Probably whilst we're having dinner, so we'll be able to watch the sail away. And then looking forward to maybe sitting up on deck and having some more cocktails later. It's the last night when all of us are going to be here, so we're going to have a little party. So we went to the panoramic lounge for pre-dinner cocktails, and cocktails are included in the cruise fare. You don't have to pay extra for any drinks, actually. And in the lounge, some pre-dinner canapes were brought round as well. And today's canapé were sausage rolls. And whilst we enjoyed our pre-dinner cocktails, we just watched the Dutch riverside go by. They were lovely riverside views, and lots of barges passing us and some other river cruise lines as well. I really enjoyed sitting there watching the world go by. And also, that's why the Juliet balcony in the cabin is really nice as well, to sit there and watch the world go by. Although, to be fair, in the cabins with the windows kind of just above water height, you'd still be able to see the world go by in there. And actually, it's probably more private and no one will be able to see you. Yeah, that's what I really did like about river cruising. You could see a lot that was going on. Looks like Noah's Ark. There's a giraffe on it already. Who's ready for the Netherlands goes back underwater? So after dinner, we popped back up to the panoramic lounge, and there were lots of board games and books and stuff there to borrow and use if you wanted, if you went during the day. But we went up because we'd been invited to a tombola. Now, the evening entertainment that was like the tombola was in both German and English, and it was good fun. We enjoyed ourselves. I'd definitely go to entertainment, bilingual entertainment on future cruises. It was good.
Panorama Lounge for our raffle tonight. My boat ladies from reception from this Christiana and Andrea, they prepare nice present for you from our board shop. And of course, you know already, the first prize tonight is one voucher from VIVA Cruises for our next trip from 250 euro, not 2000. So.
After the tombola was over, we were going through a lock. So we went up on the top deck, on the sun deck, to watch as we went through the lock. And there's a little time-lapse video I recorded of us leaving the lock and the lock gates opening. And luckily there'd been no other lock gate like the one with the water coming down in my first vlog. And we sailed out of the lock, as you can see, keeping dry. We were all dry. And we were soon passed by River Empress, a Uniworld river cruise ship. We passed quite a few river cruise ships on our journey. It was quite nice having a nose at them, seeing if they looked similar to ours. This one seemed quite short, but the balconies and the rooms all looked very similar. It was our last night together. We had a few cocktails later into the evening, and then when I went back to my cabin, we were in another lock. So I stayed up and recorded going through this lock. There was space for 4 ships, I think, but there was just 2 of us in there, us and like a cargo barge behind. And there was really loud birds squawking. So yeah, I sort of stuck my head out of my Juliet balcony and watched. Okay, that's not quiet. That's behind us. And then this is the front. peaceful. It's a shame we don't do these through the day. Probably stop in places during the day. Really seems I have an unhealthy obsession with locks and riverboats. Where the ships were. Oh, look at the spider here. That's the one thing I noticed with river cruises. There's a lot of flies. A lot of flies. So the spiders are great because they catch the flies. I've been bitten by a bug, a beastie above my eye. It's swollen. Haven't been in any fights, honest. Don't seem to be making any progress. I might pause it and come back when that gate opens. I've stayed up this late. I'm gonna watch us go. Oh, the gate is opening. It's moving anyway. I'm so sad about this. It's so exciting. Who would have thought I'd be such a lock fan? Now the question is, do we go out first or does the ship behind us and the lane beside us speed out? I think the idea is we go first. So I'm guessing that we're like parallel opposite each other. That doesn't make sense. We're like opposite each other. I reckon there's space for 4 ships in here. Most of them may seem to have been in this. We've either been by ourselves or 2 ships. I say most of them. I think I've only noticed. This is the 4th one. So the gate is open. I think we're moving. So many squawky birds. Good friend. I think we're moving. There's a lot of people up late in the bar, so I think most people are still awake. I'm being very quiet, I don't want to wake anyone. Definitely moving. The light's green up there. I feel these are automated. I haven't seen any people. It makes sense. One's in canals generally, aren't they? We're still in Holland, I think, at the moment. But we should be going to Antwerp at some point tonight. And then we're going to Ghent. There's a massive a massive summer folk festival in Ghent, apparently. So we can't park in the berth we're supposed to be. The first lock we went through that I was awake for, the lock gate opened in the air, so when you went under, the water will drop down like rain. This, there should be a big hole because the gate moved backwards. Not much of a hole. And that's it. Out of the rock. Wind turbine there. Out of the lock we are. So thank you very much for watching my Rotterdam Viva One Viva Cruises vlog. My next vlog will be Ghent and unfortunately disembarkation, sad times. But yeah, and the journey home. And then I will be publishing a ship tour and a cabin tour as well, and probably a little quick food vlog too.